Good morning, stitchy friends. This is Erica with Look What's in My Hoop. It is Wednesday, October 30th, and I am here with Flosstube number 26. It has been a few months, 2, maybe 3 months since my last Flosstube video, so I have a lot to share. I have some finishes, whips, definitely have a lot of haul, too much haul as usual. But I'm excited to be here. I'm not sure, time goes by so quick. I don't know what has been going on, but this last year in particular, I just feel it's getting harder and harder for me to do these videos. And I know everyone's lives are busy. I just think the stage of life that I am in right now with the children is a lot. We are constantly doing something, and when I do have time, I mean there are times where we're not going crazy, but I don't want to do a video. I want to stitch, because to do these videos, it actually, for those of you that do it, you know, it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of work and energy just to get yourself prepared. So I just find myself wanting to stitch rather than do the videos. But I missed doing a floss tube, and I'm actually off of work today and the rest of the week. So I said, if I don't do it now, I'm not going to do it, and who knows when I'll be able to do it. So I figured let's just dive in, we'll get it done. My videos are usually an hour. This one is probably going to be an hour because I do have a lot to share since it's been so long. So grab your stitchy projects or your favorite drink and come join me. So it's nice and quiet. The children are at school. I have 3 daughters and they're all in school, and my husband had to travel today. So the only ones here are me and the pets, and hopefully the dogs won't bark. Sometimes when the delivery drivers come, like Amazon or UPS or something, they bark, but I'm hoping that doesn't happen today. Okay, so let's dive right in. I do have, well, only one full finish and then a few just finished objects. Oh, actually, I'm sorry for going out of the screen. Part of the reason we've been so busy is we've had a new little family member. This is Dexter. I did not need one more cat. Oh, okay, buddy, I know. He's got extra toes. He's so cute though. But I used to work, for those of you that don't know, I am a nurse. I worked in an ICU for a very long time. And then about a year ago, I changed jobs. But I'm still in touch with all of my old coworkers because we're like a family. We worked together for so long. But anyways, this one woman texted me. She needed help because they found this kitten was outside her porch. The mother had rejected it from her litter of feral kittens because it had a botfly in its neck. If you don't know what a botfly is, I did not know. Don't Google it. It's disgusting. But anyway, she'd taken it to the vet. The vet had removed the botfly, but now, of course, she can't give this kitten back to the mom because the mom had already rejected it. And she couldn't take care of it. It was so tiny. It needed to be bottle fed every couple of hours. And because I can't say no, and I feel I need to save all of the things, I said, I'll take the kitten. So we have a kitten, a new kitten. His name's Dexter. And it's really funny because my husband, when I showed him the picture and I said, we need to help this kitten, he said, I want nothing to do with it. And now it's his baby. My husband, who's always said, I don't like cats, I'm a dog person, he loves our cats. And he really loves this little baby. Oh my God, he literally carries him around like a human child. It's so funny. But he's just he's the quirkiest little kitten. He's so good. So we have 5 cats now and 2 dogs. And we also have a second horse that we just got a week ago, which is another crazy story. My husband, we bought a horse for my middle daughter in February, a rescue horse, and she's amazing. And my husband, ever since then, has been looking at registered Morgans because he wanted another horse. It reminds him of his childhood, but I thought it was crazy. It's a lot. And out of the blue, my dental hygienist, who I've known for years, her son and my daughter that has the horse they're in the same school in the same grade. Anyways, long story short, she literally offered us a free registered Morgan because she needed it to go to a good home and she didn't have time to take care of it anymore. And it was the perfect fit for us. So we have a horse. So in the last couple months, we got a new kitten, we got a horse, the kids are involved in things and I am going crazy. My only sanity is that I can stitch. It just calms me down. So, yeah, life is busy. I don't know what to do. Hopefully when the snow comes, things will settle down and we won't have to do all of the yard work and the outside work, and winter definitely kind of forces you to take things at a little bit different, slower pace. I live in upstate New York. I mean, we are nearing the end of our fall season now. The leaves are, 75% off the trees, but the weather's beautiful. It's going to be 70 today and sunny, and 70 at the end of October is really warm for here. Usually we're 40s and 50s this time of year. So we have a couple of days of really nice weather. I'm glad I'm off. I'm going to go out and enjoy the sunshine and stitch. Anyways, so I apologize. That's why I'm rambling, because I'm out of practice, but that's really kind of why I've been MIA with Flosstube. Super busy. Someday I won't have all these things in my life, and I think I'm probably going to miss it. And I'll have the time to do all the floss tubes, but I figure I'll do what I can now when I can, and I hope that all of you are here to enjoy the journey with me. Okay, so my first finish, this is not a fully finished, is this Pattern by Thistles Halloween Pumpkin. And I did finish it. It's not obviously fully finished. I was hoping to have this done by October, but I did have it stitched by the very end of September, but I don't know. I don't like finishing. I didn't have the time to do it. I think I'm probably going to send this out to somebody to fully finish it. And then this is the last pattern. And I just love how they turn it into this little pumpkin shape. It's perfect timing actually, because sorry Jack. I will save one of the stems from our little pumpkins to use on this, so I'll have it next year. But this was really fun stitch. I did stitch this 2/2 on 32 count fabric. I can't remember the name of the fabric. I know it came from Jus Designs on Etsy. And it's this really pretty gray and brown mottled fabric. I probably could have placed this a little bit better and maybe saved some more of the fabric, so I'll only have that one little piece at the bottom. But I wanted to make sure that there was enough room for the outline of each quarter of the pumpkin. I love that though. That was fun. Fun little stitch. And it's really sweet. I really like cross stitch patterns that give you like a 3D object at the end. I also finished Stacy Nash Spring Chickens Pin Keep. This was a whip from last year. I started it and I really didn't get super far with it because, squirrel, something else caught my attention and I just didn't finish it. Just looking for a backing on this to kind of make it easier for you to see. But I did finish it. I stitched this on 32 count run with all of the called for colors. I did not iron, so my apologies for any wrinkles. I think that's probably pretty close to accurate. This was really fun. I'm really glad that I didn't UFO this. I didn't decide to ditch it. I don't even know really why I stitched it. As I've mentioned before, I mean, I love chickens. My sister-in-law has chickens, so we get fresh eggs from there, but I don't own any. Thank God I have enough pets. I cannot handle one more living thing that I have to take care of. I really, truly have met my my max, my limit with this kitten and this horse. Oh, God. But I just love this. I love these little chickens. And I am going to get this framed at the framer, and I have a spot for it in our little downstairs powder room, our little half bath. It will look really nice in there. The colors will go well with what I currently have in that room. But I will not be looking to frame that anytime soon. There's some other things I want to purchase and do first. The last finished, this is a full finish, was a piece that I did have framed at my framer near where I live. They always do such a beautiful job. I just love them. And the woman that owns it was her father's business. She took it over, but she had gone to school for some kind of art, but you can tell. So when I go to her, I've had several things framed, but when I drop something off and she'll say, well, you know, do you have an idea? And sometimes I do, and sometimes I don't, but 9 times out of, now that I know her a little bit better, I just say, what do you recommend? She picks the best. Like I don't even know why I have ideas, because she is so good at picking out frames and, you know, I don't know, she's just really good. But anyways, I had this framed, sorry for the ring light. This is an out of print design by Blackbird Designs called Their Song. And I loved this for a very long time. Very difficult to find. And when you do find it, it is extremely expensive. It's ridiculous, $75, $100 for the pattern. I don't want to pay that for this. Although I am hoping that never mind, not Colorado Cross Stitcher. She's doing Birds of a Feather. She's recharting or remastering those ones. But I'm hoping someday Blackbird Designs reprints this, because I definitely would buy a copy at a more affordable price. So a sweet viewer did let me borrow this chart. I finished it over the summer sometime, but I decided to have it framed. And so you can kind of see, I love these fillets. I get those quite a bit on my framed pieces, but I just love this textured look. And I don't know, it's so pretty. It's very thick, so I actually can stand this upright. I wouldn't though, because I do use museum glass. I like to have my pieces that are framed behind glass, because I live in a zoo. It gets dusty here, and I don't want my pieces ruined by dust, and I don't want to have to worry about the UV light from the sun. So I do pay to have the glass. But I love this. This will be up year round, not just for fall. Like, this is a piece that I love so much. Ooh, sorry, I moved the computer, my iPad. I love it so much that I just want to see it all of the time. So that is exciting. I'll show a picture if I can get it loaded in the front of how I have it displayed for now for the fall season. The next piece that I finished was a gift from my friend Kim, the Friendship Tree by Shakespeare Peddler. Kim and I grew up together. We've been childhood friends since first grade. And a few years ago, we decided to stitch the same piece each year together, just as kind of a, so every time we see that piece, we think of, you know, each other and our friendship. We don't get to see each other that often. But last year, she picked this out, the Friendship Tree by the Shakespeare's Peddler. And so I did finish this. I don't know what the fabric is, because she gifted the fabric and all the threads as well. I think it's definitely at least a 32 count. It might even be a 28 count. And I used whatever colors she picked. Oh. Now, I don't normally enjoy stitching on 28 count anymore. And 32 is okay. I don't always love using 2 strands of thread, but this was actually really fun. I really enjoyed it. So I did change the hair color on both of the women. It's charted for kind of black like the cat, but she and I both have dark brown hair. Well, I'm going gray, so mine's partially gray, but you know, the dark parts, that's natural. So it's a dark brown. So I did change that. And then you can't, I don't know if I can get it to focus. I did put her initials, KP on the blue and mine, EB on the green. And I have a frame coming from Signed and Numbered that I will frame this myself and put it in. And then I'm planning on just setting it on my a big dresser upstairs in the bedroom. But that was really fun. You know, it seems, I mean, it's not a difficult pattern, but you look at it and think, oh, I can get this done in no time. I'll tell you though, this tree, like it did not go as quickly as I thought it would. It was a lot of color changes, and I didn't want to carry the threads because the fabric is so light, and it's a 28 count, maybe 32, but I think 28 that you would see behind it. So that was definitely a little more time consuming. But I love this. And I love it most because we stitched it together. I don't think she's done with hers, but also this is not a pattern. If I had walked into a store and saw this, this is not a pattern I would have picked out for myself to stitch at all. It's a beautiful pattern, but it's not something I would have chosen to stitch for me, but I love it, like really love it. So I'm so glad that she picked this. Really sweet. So I'm excited. Maybe next time I have another video, that one will actually be in the frame and I can show you. One of the other things I came across, I was looking for something downstairs in my basement. I have a large cupboard in there. All of the crafty things that I've done in my life that I don't have time to do go in that cupboard. And so it really is a mess. I don't even know what's in there, but I was looking for some kind of stamping thing for my daughter to do. And I found this and I had forgotten all about it. I've done a few embroidery pieces throughout in my life, and my daughter wanted a little dog, and I just found this free Scotty dog pattern. And so I embroidered it. I love red work embroidery, so where they just use red. So I stitched that, embroidered that, and I put it in a hoop, but I never fully finished it. I probably thought, oh, I'll do it. This has been done for a few years. I completely forgot about it. So I pulled it out, and of course my daughter saw it, and she goes, oh, Mom, I love it. I want that. And I said, oh, good, because actually I stitched it for you, but now I have to fully finish it. So I think I'll probably just put batting in there to fill it, and then maybe just a nice piece of felt or velour or something. I don't know. And I'm not even sure if I'll put any trim on it. I just kind of like the wood frame. But I love that. That was such a fun little find. Okay, so let's get into the whips. I have a lot of whips. I have more haul. It's disgusting. I don't even know if I'll get through all of the haul, but I do want to talk about the whips. I'm sorry, I'm going to grab a little drink. One of the reasons it took me so long to come back was I caught COVID for the second time earlier in October. I had it in 2021 when I was working in ICU, actually, and then I caught it again a few weeks ago, and it wasn't fun. It was definitely better than the first round. The first round really wiped me out, but this one was not fun. And then I was better for a few days, and then I caught bronchitis, and I was sick again. I couldn't talk. It was awful. So, you know, you got to take care of yourself before you can do these videos. But in between the illnesses, I was able to go to Home Goods, and I found this beautiful basket, and I said, oh, this would be perfect to put all my active working whips in, the ones that I pull out to stitch. And it's very sturdy, and I think it was maybe $15, but I love this. So you can see usually I only have 4 or 5. Well, I've only had this a month or so, but in the beginning I only had 4 or 5 projects in there, because it's usually all I'm actively working on. But then I kind of went through and I pulled out all the projects that I want to stitch for the fall, or start for the fall at least, which is now almost over. So those are in there, and I'll go through those. Okay. But if you need a good basket, if you have one near you, TJ Maxx or Home Goods, our Home Goods has a lot more baskets than TJ Maxx, and you can almost always find something like suitable for whatever your need is there. Okay. The first whip, I started this in the spring, I'm assuming around St. Patty's Day, and then I worked on it a little bit, and then I just put it away, and it's kind of been hanging over my head. Like, why don't I finish this? It's just little, I can get it done. And I apologize for the wrinkled copy. This is a PDF pattern from Needle Treasures Nook, Lucky Charm Harmony. It's really sweet little pattern. So I started this and I had only done just a very little bit. I think I'd just done this 4-leaf clover and half of the border, just part of the, if that, I don't even know. It wasn't that much. But I picked it up last week and I said I'm stitching on it every day until I get it done. So, and just since Saturday, maybe, I've done, you know, quite a bit of it. I'm almost done. I've got to bring the border down and around. I have to finish this 4-leaf clover, but I messed up somewhere. My counting's off, so I need to sit down and figure out where I made the mistake. So I may have to frog part of it out. And then I think there is just the big ladybug at the bottom and a few little swirly kind of things, and then the border, and then I'll be done. This is stitched on 32 count buttercream from X Jus Designs. I had originally stitched the berry patch by, oh, what is her name? Oh, she's so popular. This is embarrassing. Why do, when you start recording a video, do you forget everything? I want to say Jen something, I don't know, but it's, I know the pattern's called the berry patch. Oh my God, Liz Matthews. Oh, thank you, Liz Matthews, the berry patch. So I'd originally stitched the berry patch on this, and this was just a little scrap left over, and I'll still have another little piece to stitch something. I'm sorry for the coughing. I do have a lingering cough. I thought it would be okay talking, but clearly it's not. So I apologize. I may have to take more sips of my drink. And these are the colors I am using. Weeks Dye Works Baked Apple for the red. This is not the called for DMC, a couple DMCs and a couple Fancy Floss. I just pulled what I had from Stash. So that's the Baked Apple Red. And then the black, theirs was like a DMC brown black, but I'm using Black Coffee by Classic Colorworks. And the greens are called for. So, and I had these in Stash, Gentle Art Dried Thyme and Gentle Art Grape Leaf. You can see one's a little lighter, one's darker. Really sweet though. I am hoping while I'm off over the next few days, I can just get that one done and get it off my list. And it's off my list, but then it sits in my pile of whips to finish, or finished objects to completely finish. And that's okay. I'm all right with that. Okay. Then, let's see, I'm going to pull out one of these from the pile over here. This is Bobbing for Pumpkins by Brenda Gervais. Is that the right way? Yeah. I started this a few years ago when I first got back into cross stitching. Didn't like the fabric. Actually, you can probably see it on some of my earlier videos. Didn't like the fabric. Restarted it on a different fabric. Still didn't like it. And then I finally said, there's so many Halloween and fall patterns that I wanted to start that I just did it. You'll see. So I picked a new fabric and I started. And I am stitching this on 36 count Dusty Cottage by Bee Stitch Me. This was part of it was one of their Fabric of the Month clubs. So I kind of had it in Stash. That's pretty close to the fabric. Very, you know, I love the modeling. It definitely reminds me of Halloween and fall. But I'm using all the called for colors, 1/2. But I don't know. I mean, it is what it is. I'll just keep throwing a stitch or two in it, and eventually it'll get all done. But I don't know. Sometimes I just hyper focus on one thing and I just stitch on that until it's done. So, but there's no rhyme or reason to what I've chosen to hyper focus on. So right now it happens to be the 4-leaf clover. These are all of the called for threads. Really pretty. I'm almost out of the one wood trail, I think it's called, for her skirt, so I have to go and see if I have another one, because I definitely don't have enough to finish it. Okay, so there's that. Then I was inspired. I watched a Flosstube. I want to say it was Christy with Crosshatch Quilts, but I think there was another Flosstuber I saw it on as well. But Stacy Nash Primitives, the Jack-o'-lantern Sewing Pocket, and Chatelaine. I don't even know what that is, Chatelaine. Does anyone know? I should Google it. And I really loved it, but I'm not turning it into this. I'm just doing this part of it. And I'll either frame it or maybe make it into a flat fold. I'm not sure. Who am I kidding? I don't finish anything, so it'll sit in the pile for a while until I decide who I want to hire to finish it for me. But this is really fun, and this is one that, same thing, I kind of just throw a thread or two in every couple of days and make some progress. I am stitching it on the called for, which is Havana, 36 count by Weeks Dye Works Linen, Havana. And the thread color called for is charcoal, which I do not have, but I picked one from Stash, and that's Weeks Dye Works Onyx. And this is what I've stitched so far. Yep, still on the hoop. I mean, this goes pretty quickly. You know, words and letters are pretty easy. I am going to focus on starting to get this beautiful border done next. So there's 2 pages to the pattern, one half and then another half. I'm just trying to finish the one page and then I'll move over to the next. But you will see the first letter of a lot of these words are, they look darker. Those are all Smyrna crosses. This is like, I don't know, I tried doing a Smyrna cross on it and it was too much of a struggle. I did not want to work that hard. So all I decided to do was take, to kind of help differentiate, I took 2 threads and just stitched a regular cross or regular X rather than doing the Smyrna. So I don't know, I think you can tell, like the S and spooky, and then my L. Do I have this upside down? It looks upside down to me for the moment, or backwards, I guess. But I don't know, I think it's okay. It's definitely better than me stitching the Smyrna crosses because I was just not feeling it on this fabric, and I probably would have abandoned this, so I don't want to do that. So those are both new starts in October. Even though I started the bobbing for pumpkins before, I'm counting it as a new restart. Okay, so my next whip, which was a new start, is the drawn thread. This is Halloween. Had this pattern for a little while. I am stitching this on Boneyard, 36 count, also by Bestitch Me. This was part of their Fabric of the Month Club. And I just started with that tree. I know I have a needle right in the middle of the stitching. Look at that. There's not even any thread that it's attached to on the back. It's just a placeholder, and I know it's so naughty. I do all the wrong things when stitching. But you can see this tree is quite extensive. I mean, it goes the whole length of the pattern, and I've just got, you know, the first part of it done. I'm just gonna kind of work in sections. So I might do another branch. Like I was thinking I might try to get this part and do this section, and then I'll do this middle section, and then I'll do this third section. I don't know, I have to break things down. For me to stitch that whole tree all at once, I would get bored. At the time that I ordered this pattern, I did order all of the call for floss, which happens to be dinky dyes and needlepoint silks. There's a couple. I'm sorry for the packaging noise. So there's a couple needlepoint silks. And then mostly, oh, I lied. There's 4 needlepoint silks. I've never stitched with these kind of silks before, but so far it's really nice. And then dinky dyes, which I recall in another video that I created, I did not like dinky dyes, and I didn't. I tried stitching something, it was horrible. I had a very difficult time. I just didn't like it. But I already had this thread, and I said, let me just try it again. I don't want to waste this. This, you know, silks are pricier. So I started stitching it, and I love it. I don't know if it's just the fabric. Maybe I didn't like that other project's fabric. Fabric is the big thing. If I have UFO'd a lot of things because I just halfway through I'm like, I don't like this fabric. And I don't feel guilty about it because I really want to enjoy my pieces. But I don't know, these threads are beautiful. I'm enjoying it. Oh, and then there's Black Crow, one fancy floss. So I really enjoy this piece. I don't know, I'll keep chipping away at it. I don't know if it'll get done by next fall or not. I do kind of want to just make a habit of pulling things out a little bit more regularly rather than just letting them languish for an entire year. I don't really want to do that. So hopefully I can stay focused. Okay, what's the next one? Oh, this was my birthday start. This was the drawn thread. Another drawn thread, the Autumn Garden. My birthday was the very last day of September, September 30th. And I wanted to stitch this, which I think is really beautiful. So I did start it on my birthday. This is another project that calls for, maybe it's a thing with a drawn thread. I've only stitched one other drawn thread pattern, but it calls for some needle points. And then there is a couple silk in colors by the Thread Gatherer. I've never stitched with these threads before. I don't even have them on a ring. I'm probably lazy. I probably sit down to stitch and I forget that I need the ring, and then I don't want to get back up to, oh, look at that beautiful color, that purple. What is that? Gothic Red Range, color 932. Beautiful. And then there is this water lilies. Never stitched with this before either. I can't wait to see what that is for. Maybe one of the trees? I don't know. It's a mystery. A mystery for me. Maybe you guys have stitched this and know. Isn't that beautiful? I can't wait to see that. And then just some more dinky dyes. But again, I'm loving it. I'm not mad about it at all. So I'll tell you this though. Now, I ordered it from 123 Stitch like a long time ago. You can click the pattern and then they have a little list and you can click select all and it'll send you all of the threads. And so I did that thinking, let me just get everything so I have it all together. And when it came, the thread, okay, I'm going to show you what I stitched. I'm stitching this on Atomic Ranch Freeze 36 count linen. It's pretty accurate right there. And this is what I have stitched so far. Now you'll see that this here is a very different color. This is the color that 123 Stitch sent me. It is not the called for color in the pattern. The color in the pattern is supposed to be seagrass, which is this here. But I left this in because I wanted to show you the difference. Now, when I was stitching this, I did not like it at all. I'm like, this, I don't know. I just didn't like it. It looked very Christmassy to me with that red and then that very dark green. which to be honest, right now I can't even tell you what the green was. So I'm not sure looking at this. But I didn't like it. So when I realized that it wasn't the actual called for color, I had another order going in, so I just ordered the correct floss, and then I started to stitch it. I will pick this out and restitch it, but I just wanted to show you guys the difference. So I'd never really done that before, where you just select all and you get the whole thing. I should have paid closer attention that maybe they subbed out their own color choice. I didn't love that, so I haven't gotten too far. I had to wait a week to get the right thread, and then by then I was already kind of moved on to something else. But I will hopefully today, actually, I would like to spend a little time on this. I really love that pattern though. I think it's going to be beautiful. I'm not sure that I'm going to keep the house the white color. I don't know, I'll have to think about it. So I'm working on that. Okay. And I think that might be, oh no. Nope, nope, nope. That is not everything. Let me pull out these last two. 3. I did purchase the pattern. I think a few people are stitching this. Uh-oh, I hope I have the cover of it to even show you. Oh, I do. Animal Crackers Nettle by Stacy Nash. It's the most adorable thing I've ever seen. I've stitched only one other animal cracker, a robin. Jenny, I think was her name. She was really fun to stitch. But again, I selected all on 1, 2, 3 stitch. And I did get all of the correct thread. So there's just I think mostly Weeks Dye Works, all Weeks Dye Works thread. But the fabric, I didn't pay attention. It's not the called for. And they sent 36 count vintage country mocha, which is not the called for. Not that that matters. You don't have to have the called for every time, but I don't know if I love, I don't know if I love vintage country mocha. I kind of want something darker. So I think this is going to be a restart for me. I have Saltbush by Fox and Rabbit, and I'm thinking I might start over on that. It's darker, and I think that the white, the ears, would show up a little bit better. So, not like I don't have, you know, a million other projects going, but I'm not too far in. I've only stitched an ear and part of another ear. The fabric is okay. I don't know. I don't love it. Okay. Okay. So this one I started over a year ago. It is one of the Mill Hill kits. I really love it. It's called Midnight Farm Button and Beads. I originally, I decided when I originally started it that I wanted to not stitch it on the perforated paper. I'd never done perforated paper. I picked a linen, a Lugana. Actually, I picked a Lugana. And I started stitching it on the Lugana. Which you can see is right here. That's the barn roof. Then I decided I didn't like the color Lugana that I picked. And so I said, let me give the perforated paper a shot. But the little square that comes with it, that wasn't working for me because I have to put everything in a hoop. So I ordered a bigger piece of the perforated paper and one of these magnetic frames. And, you know, this is how, but I do not like my stitches. I hate them so much. I don't think I like stitching on perforated paper. It was 3 strands. I feel though, and I did start doing some of the beading, I feel as though this is, you know, like kindergartner work here. So I ordered a piece of 16 count Ada in a navy. Now I haven't stitched on Ada in years, but I wanted to try it thinking that maybe it will kind of give me the look that I'm going for. I mean, it's not perforated paper, obviously, but, you know, kind of give me the look that this would give and be closer to the navy color, background color. But it hasn't arrived yet. I think it shipped. So when that comes, I'm going to give it a try. And if that doesn't work, I don't know what to do. I don't like does anyone have any tips? Tell me how I can stitch on perforated paper and not have it look like I'm 5 years old doing it. I just don't like the stitches. But I love this pattern so much. I really want to stitch it. You know, it comes with all the beads, all the thread, all the buttons. I just have to get over myself and figure out what to stitch it on. So help me out. What do I do? What are the tips and tricks for stitching on perforated paper so it looks nice? Oh, by the way, these magnetic frames are really nice. If you're a hoop stitcher, I only stitch in hoop. They're wonderful. I think I found this one on Etsy. I'm not going to need it if I'm not stitching on paper, right? No. Anyways, help me out, stitchy friends. Help me out. Okay. The last whip that I worked on, and I apologize. Oh my gosh, it's already 40 minutes. I don't have the pattern with me because I left it in the other room. But it's Brenda Gervais. It's one of her Halloween pieces. It's like the ghost and goblins. There's stacked pumpkins. There's a little witch, I think, with a wheelbarrow. No, a crow or a raven with a little wheelbarrow. There's a little witch. But I decided to stitch this on a piece of Bestitch Me from when I was in the 32 count club. And it is 32 count Bronze Age. And I didn't get far. Just started with the ghosts. Dexter, what are you doing? So I apologize. Next time I'll have the pattern to show you. Or maybe I'll be able to pop a picture in. It is 2/2. I had originally started to stitch it 1/2, which sometimes works on 32 count. And it was fine till I got to the white. And then I did not like the white in one strand. So even though I don't love stitching 2/2, I love this fabric for that pattern, and I do want to use up my stash. So I'm sucking it up and I'm doing 2/2, and I think it's going fine. I don't think the stitches look that bad. And I'm hoping when I get to the white soon that the white will pop, and then I'll be really happy. But before I decided to just go ahead and do it 2/2 and not waste, I did purchase 40 count Bronze Age by Bestitch Me, thinking I'll just, because I prefer one strand, I'll just stitch one strand on 40 count. But look at the color difference. And I knew that there could definitely be a difference, but it's no fault of the dyer. It's just the type of fabric. But you can see that this is much more brown. This is much more orange, which this will be beautiful for another project. But I just had my heart set on this color for these patterns, and I'm just going to stick with the 32, and that's okay. And this, I know, I mean, this is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I love Bestitch Me fabric. This will be really nice. It's a fat quarter. It's still folded in half. This would be really great for another autumn piece. Oh, actually, there's a Teresa Kogut pattern I'll have to look at. That might work for this. Who knows? I might have another Halloween or fall start. It's ridiculous. I do prefer fall and Halloween stitching over Christmas stitching. It's my absolute favorite season. It's my birthday's in the fall season, and it just feels good. I just love the fall. So, okay. Now, I think I can probably get into the haul. I decided, oh, no, I'm a liar. I'm a liar pants. Last year, I purchased this book, Buttermilk Basins Vintage Vibe, because I wanted to make this. There's a lot of really sweet patterns in here, but this one particularly drew me in because it's that vintage style that I love. And I like felt, I like embroidering, so I just wanted to try it. So I purchased a pack of felt from the Farmer's Attic, and it came as a set. Not for this pattern, it was just something they had on the site, and I thought, you know, the colors would work. And it just made it easy for me. I didn't have to think about it. I just said, oh, there's everything I need. And I think it even came with, no, it didn't come with the cream. It just had the blacks and oranges. So I ordered with it a Christmas set that did have the ivory, and I figured I could share. So this is the Christmas set that came with the white that I'm using for that. And I have a Buttermilk Basin vintage Christmas ornament book, so I thought I could use this for that book as well. And then because, you know, I have a problem with buying craft things, I also purchased this as well, which is, this came right from the Buttermilk Basin site though. I just loved this stripe fabric. So I bought all of that, and then I decided to actually make the mouse, which, or not mouse, the cat, which is not done, by the way. But I traced everything, I cut it out, and I've started to, you know, put the little pieces on. I've not stitched anything. But then I lost my mojo because I gotta tell you, I do not like fussy cutting all of this out. I have a die cut machine, and I've done other felt type projects where you put the die in and it cuts the felt for you. And I have discovered that that is the project that I like, where after a couple of rolls, everything's cut out and all I have to do is stitch it together. I will finish this because it is adorable, but I just need to get my, I just need to be motivated to do it. So it's really cute. I mean, I don't think I cut it out too badly. I don't know. Does this also look like a kindergartner did it? You can be honest. Tell me. If it is, I'll chuck it in the garbage. So anyways, I did start to do that. Obviously I have to finish it. But I just love the finished product. I wish you could just buy the finished product. I don't want to keep saying I'm so busy, but I am. But I really have to limit what I do so that I have the free time to enjoy the things I really love. I don't love doing this as much as I love cross stitching, but I want to get this done. And I have a couple beautiful books, and I would like to do more. And I have this beautiful felt. So I don't have die cuts for all these. They don't even make them. So I'm going to have to just tell myself to stop being lazy and cut things out. Part of when I purchased the little fabric bundle, the wool fabric bundle from Buttermilk Basin, I found this on their website, and it was in like the sale clearance section. Don't quote me. I think this was originally $20. I want to say I purchased it for $7 because I love this, and I love that quilt pattern. And it comes with the pattern for the quilt and the pattern for the people, trick-or-treaters or little kids. And it comes with the wool that you need. Oh, here it tells you it was $25. I did not pay that. I don't know what I paid for it, but it wasn't that. It was on sale. So it comes with the black that you need. I will have to find fabric for this, and I will have to figure out how to quilt. But isn't that really sweet? It also might sit in my pile of things to do for a long time. Okay. I purchased the Lizzie Kate Tingles. I saw this. Somebody was doing it. Maybe Stitching Faye. Heidi. Maybe she showed it. She does do a lot of Lizzie Kate, so it's possible I saw it there. I said, oh my gosh, this is adorable. Because, oh, I'm going to move the camera, and I'm going to show you if I can get to it. I did do the Lizzie Kate Halloween rolls. Oh, don't mind the window. We're replacing our window, so my husband has to finish staining it. But I just thought it would be so cute to have the Halloween rolls and to have the tingles kind of, you know, maybe in the same room. So I was so excited. I wanted to This is the called for thread. I wanted to start this on Halloween. I knew I would be off. The kids have a half day, so I'd have the whole morning to start, and I couldn't wait. So I started it on a piece of 36 count Andorra. There's kind of like a free border patterns, like all these little things like this, right here, you know, these lines, all of these kinds of things are a free pattern on Lizzie Kate. So I went on and I was going to stitch it on 36 count Andorra, which I love, but I don't like the way it looks. I want a different fabric. I do have a project that I'm going to stitch using this fabric, so that will not go to waste. But I'm thinking of ordering, this is just an 1/8, I wish it was a fat quarter, of Murky, because I kind of really like that black in there. And I don't think I want to stitch on 40. I think I want to stitch on 32 or 36. So I did order a piece of Murky. I can't remember if I ordered a 36, probably a 36. And I think it's only because I don't know, I feel like maybe these will pop more on the little bit darker fabric. They're very bright colors. Love them. So I'm hoping that will come soon. I ordered the fabric from Farm Girl Dry Goods, but I think she was just in that retreat. Stitch West? Stitch East? I don't know. There was a recent retreat, and I think it said something on her site about she was going to be at that, so maybe she isn't shipping until after. So hopefully that will come. I won't be able to start that on Halloween, though. Okay, let's do a quick haul. I do have a little giveaway that I'm going to be doing because they sent me the wrong pattern. Okay, a lot of Halloween patterns. Pumpkin Farm, Brenda Gervais. I want to stitch that on this, which is 36 count Hazelwood. I'm going to start this tomorrow. Oh, it's DMC. I should have at least some of those to start, to get started. So I might swap out some fancy floss though. Probably for the green, definitely for the crow, definitely for the orange in the pattern. So cute. I'm gonna have so many Halloween and fall whips, ridiculous. Scarlet House on Coverlet Court. Don't know what inspired me to purchase this, except I just love that willow tree. Love it. Brenda Gervais, the pumpkin patch. I definitely was watching a Flosstube and was inspired by somebody. Super cute. I love the 3D pumpkin. And this one as well on Pins and Pumpkins. Brenda Gervais. Love it. I mean, I have enough patterns. What is wrong with me? A couple more Stacey Nash Animal Crackers. Look at his eyes. He looks so sad. Halloween Sampler by Homespun Elegance. I mean, I don't think some of the Brenda Gervais ones, like the pumpkin ones, they're not a lot. I don't think it'd take that much to stitch it, but I already have so much. Okay, so I did restart the Be Stitch Me Fabric Club. I was in a different fabric club. I stopped that and I decided to go back to Be Stitch Me and the 40 count. So this was, it came yesterday, cold foam. I'm not going to take it out so I don't wrinkle the packaging in your ears. That's really beautiful though. Could stitch a lot of different things on that. Oh, Grace Notes Fabrics was the club that I had done for a while and I stopped. But I received 40 count mosaic before I ended. This is a really pretty gray. It's kind of showing up a little minty, but it's not. It's just a gray. So that's definitely useful. I saw this pattern by Artful Offerings, and I really want to stitch it. It really gives me kind of like a French country vibe. I think it's the blue. I think that stripe like you'd see on a grain sack. And I did order the called for 40 count Milk and Honey by Fiber on a Whim. I don't know if I have the threads. I didn't order the threads, but isn't that so sweet? Oh, I just love that bow and kind of like the little bird's nest. I won't start that anytime soon though, maybe in the spring. Hands-on design, gather pumpkins. Oh, Harvest Moon. I almost started this year, but I felt a little guilty because I have so many older patterns that I really want to do that I said I can't start it this year. I will pull out some of my older patterns and start those. But I love this. That one's been pretty popular. Hollow's Manor by the Proper Stitcher. I loved this one. I don't know if I'll stitch all of them. I don't think I will. I think I'm just going to stitch this little one here. Rudolph Spool. This is by Crafty Bluebonnet, and it comes with the little ornaments for the light, or the lights for the thread of lights. The Cat in the Moon. Again, I love those vintage cats. I will probably end up stitching this one before I finish that felt project. Plum Street Samplers, the Salem Sisters. I think there's chart 1 and chart 2. I'm only going to stitch this first chart. Don't quote me though. I think this is the set that has, there's the Salem Sisters too. I don't think I want to stitch the second one, but I love that. Oh, Jane Thompson, 1838 by the Scarlet House. Why did I decide to purchase this? I think it's this border. Oh, love this. I really have to start my samplers, you know. Blackbird Sampler by Pansy Patch Quilts. Love that. Love the little house. I wanted this last year and I missed it. It was a Patreon from Liz Matthews piece, but so I had to wait a whole year. I think it was good until whatever the time frame ended that you could get it. I was not part of the Patreon. It was already passed, so I had to wait a whole year. Flowers and Friends. I love the little, like it's, you know, it's a tricky pattern because you look at it and you think, oh, that's a really sweet little house with the flowers. But if you look at it closer, it's got the little creepy spiders and the cobwebs, which you could probably completely leave off if you didn't want it to have that kind of, if you wanted to leave it up year round and not have it be necessarily fall themed. But I mean, you get spiders and spider webs year round, right? It doesn't have to be a creepy piece. Butternut House Pin Keep. A lot of Stacy Nash patterns. Love this. I love just this bottom part here. I mean, I love the house, but I love the pumpkins in this blue or gray, whatever that is. Really sweet. And then, okay. I saw this on somebody's Flosstube. The pattern is called Anne Hughes 1852. And I ordered it from 123 Stitch. I selected the thing to get all the threads. The threads came, which were fine. There is a cottage garden thread, like berry cream or something like that, that I had to order separately, which is coming. But when the pattern came, they sent me the wrong one. They sent Anne Hughes 1852 Adam and Eve. So I did email them. They were very good and they are shipping it out, but it hasn't come yet. But this is the Adam and Eve pattern. This is Quaint Rose Needle. What is it? Quaint Rose Needle Arts. I do not like stitching Adam and Eve's because I think the people always look creepy to me. No shade against anyone that loves them. If you love them, I want someone who would love to stitch this to get this pattern. So if you are interested in getting this pattern from me, just put, I don't know, I guess just put the word Adam. We'll make it simple. Just put Adam. And because I don't know when I am coming back, and 2 or 3 months from now, people might, you know, have unsubscribed or not watched the video and they won't know they win. So I'm just going to give it a couple of weeks, and then I'm going to do the random comment generator or picker, and I will respond to your comment that you've won, and to email me or message me on Instagram your address. So I'm not going to wait until I do the next video because I don't know when that will be. So if you would like to win this and you're watching this video, just put Adam, and I will draw a name in a couple weeks. And because I purchased too much, and sometimes I make foolish mistakes, I ordered a duplicate nettle. So if you would like to have this pattern, please just put the word nettle in the comment. And again, in a couple of weeks, I will pick a random person from the comments, and I will be happy to ship this out to you. So she's so cute. I really need to get my stuff in gear here and keep working on these projects and get them done. Okay, that was a lot. If you're still here, thank you for sticking around. I'm really happy to be back, at least to get another video, and hopefully it won't take me so long to do another one. I certainly will do a Christmas one. I am going to continue to stitch on fall and Halloween. But I will pull out, I have a couple of, I think I have 3 Christmas whips, and I'm definitely going to pull one of those out and at least put a stitch or 2 in every day. Don't know that I will get them done for this year, but I don't want them languishing. So I'll have those to talk about in the next video. But I think that's it. So thank you for joining me. You know, please hit the subscribe and follow button so you do get notifications when I do another video. And I hope everyone is enjoying the fall season. Okay, happy stitching.